Setting the scene for you, the investigation seems to be centered around this house behind me. I'm going to step out of the way very briefly. This is the area where it happened right here behind me. You can see that damage was really limited to those plants inside the dunes. And actually, we've not been told if there's even a person of interest yet. That they have recovered the body of this missing teen tonight. A spokesperson with the FBI tells me they were at this home off of 13th Avenue. Today alone, though, countywide, we've seen more than 62,000 voters after they say he brutally attacked and beat a shopper at the Church Street Walmart. Now, Sheriff T.J. Joyce says enough is enough. Want to show you what we're seeing around us. We've got several fire trucks sitting out here at the end of this cul-de-sac. The homeowner here tells me that down there by his garages, that area is already chest deep. For some reference, I brought out the old yardstick right here, put it in the water. Earlier today, you see most of it has been picked up. I'm going to turn the camera around. You can see, though, folks, again, just try to stay off the road if you can. Things are really slushy out there. Only one delay, and as of now, that delay is only about 15 minutes. Flip the camera around and show you just how hard it is to get out of this intersection. Some of them even caught on security cameras like this one. You're trying to cross the road, or driving down the road, or even riding a bike. This group won't let disappear. This privacy fence separating the hotel from this home, daughter of Donna Major. Turner says inmates are encouraged to open up and take this morning climbing stairs. Their concerns are with outfalls like this right here behind me. She responded to this ad right here. I'll flip the camera around and show this to you. It actually has his name on it. And look, that's the Walmart where it belongs, right over there across the street. This is the spot he found his truck stuck yesterday morning. Well, race weekend has officially come to a close here at Darlington Raceway, and Sunday's Goodyear 400 was special for a member of one pit crew who has a special tie to the Grand Strand. Each week we see cars pull into the stall on pit road for a pit stop. But who are the people responsible for pulling those stops off?
We always dreamed of being in the NFL, but I never dreamed of being in NASCAR. And now I'm in NASCAR. It's like, man, like, where was this dream at?
Jonathan Willard, or TIG, is a tire carrier for Ryan Preece, who drives the 60 car in the NASCAR Cup Series. He says each time the car comes in for a pit stop, the crew has to be very careful with each move.
What we do is kind of like unrealistic, but we want to do it correct every time, and not make any type of like mistakes or whatnot.
Though he's been in NASCAR for a decade now, he got his start playing football at Clemson before spending 2 years in the NFL. Following that stint and a few years in law enforcement, he made the jump to NASCAR. He says there were a few surprises.
Nobody really told you, the amount of pressure. I was surprised about how much pressure it is to get everything correct the first time.
During a stop, the crew has less than 10 seconds to get 4 new tires on the car and fill the car up with gas. Tig grew up in Loris and says there are similarities in the place he grew up and the sport that he now calls home.
Everybody's family, and even though everybody went kind of like different ways, kind of like here where we got everybody on different teams and whatnot, like we're still all a big family.
Despite the pit crew getting the 60 in and out of stops, the team would not see the win on Sunday at Darlington for the Goodyear 400. Still, Tig says he loves what he does and encourages everyone to chase their dreams.
Dream bigger, dream further than what you're actually dreaming now. Like don't be afraid to go out and give things a try. And Tig tells me he loves coming back to Loris to visit his family and of course support those local teams. He also tells me that he used to be a pretty good wrestler, so this dude is pretty talented all around.
Fire trucks rushing towards a wildfire that broke out on Saturday in Carolina Forest. Karen Lawrence was at lunch when her husband called her.
As he got closer, he saw flames behind a house in the woods. He said, "Let me go, I gotta call 911.
Lawrence came home to find smoke filling the air and first responders blocking the road, working to contain that fire. As the evening continued, plumes of smoke became less and less.
I'm praying this will get under control before it gets too much more out of control.
But that fire doubled in size overnight, going from 600 acres to more than 1,200. Dozens of neighborhoods were forced to evacuate, like neighbor Daryl Randolph, who got a knock on the door just after 3 a.m. That's when he saw what was happening.
I was like, wow, I think I need to evacuate.
As daybreak came, hot spots continued to flare up.
I have seen several neighbors putting out fires in their individual grass yards.
This fire has covered a lot of ground, burning for miles up and down Carolina Forest Boulevard. And as of Sunday evening, there are still some hot spots that continue to burn. But it was Sunday morning when the fire in these woods near West Walkerton Road began to flare up.
I didn't realize how bad the fire was. You just hear like a tornado going off in the middle of the trees.
It took seconds for that flare up to threaten homes, forcing first responders to go door to door to get people out.
Fire's jumping this way right now.
Local crews and firefighters from the PD and North Carolina all worked to reduce the fire. Then finally, the sound of relief. Helicopters and air tankers dumped water, helping to control the fire. Meanwhile, the Red Cross opened a shelter at the Carolina Forest Rec Center, giving evacuees somewhere to go.
And at this time, we're doing our best.
At its height, the shelter had over 100 evacuees staying there. And after more than 24 hours of battling those flames, crews were able to contain the fire enough for folks to return home. For many evacuees, this was a weekend of uncertainty and shock. But there's one thing that was for sure, their thankfulness for those who work to keep them safe.
Very proud of them. They're very responsive, and they took care of us.
In Carolina Forest, Stephen Schlink, WMBF News.
Rachel, it was very emotional. We're, of course, talking about 17-year-old Tyrese Haynes. Haynes was a rising senior here at Waccamaw High School behind me. I sat down with 5 of his teammates earlier today, and they say he was special.
Confident.
Determined.
I say indescribable.
Just an amazing person, no.
He was determined. Like, he has so much potential.
It's just hard to use one word.
When they confirmed that he passed, my whole world stopped. It was like time froze.
Take me back to Friday. How did you find out what was going on? What goes through your mind?
I confirmed from like multiple different sources. After it was him, I just sunk down in my room in shock, disbelief.
Yeah, I mean, I was at work and I opened up my phone just like for a second to check. I saw a text from one of our teammates, Justin, and I opened it and he said, like, you're like, Nate, man, and like, I was like, what's up, bro? And he was like, and Tyrese, man, he's gone. I was like, man, there's no way this isn't real. My whole body just went numb.
What are some of your favorite memories with Tyrese?
Every time I go up to him and be like, hey, come on, man, get out of this little slump you in, let's go, we need you. He'll turn up for us every single time, no matter who we were playing. It didn't matter. That's what I always remember about him. He was just a real, true competitor. And he had this one specific clip, one video clip, one specific clip that he would have pinned on his computer on Huddle. And he would, every single day, he would pull it up and be like, hey, yo, Aiden, watch this. And it would be that same clip every single day, and it would always just kill him. Every day he would always just die laughing. It was the funniest thing.
But even though it was about our teammate Aiden, Tyrese's smile was just so contagious.
Yeah.
A lot of you talked about his memory and legacy. What are some ways that you're hoping to continue on with his memory?
Just throughout this next basketball season, there's a lot of opportunities to honor him, and I know that we're going to honor him the best we can.
You can't forget him, you know. You gotta keep living and love people like how he did, you know, and keep your loved ones close, because you never know what can happen.
Make sure his memory never goes dull, not even for a second.
I just want the world to know Tyrese was a good person. Like, his personality, everything about him was just, it wasn't, in my opinion, he didn't have like one flaw. Like, it was nothing wrong. He's a good person.
Now, they also wanted to highlight that he had an incredible work ethic. They say this is just a really hard thing to process.
Well, Eric, Rachel, Scott Heisey shared this surveillance footage right here you see beside me with me earlier today. This is from early yesterday morning. That's when he says his truck was stolen from him right outside of his driveway. He says while the search for whoever stole that truck enters into a third day now, he does have some words for that person.
The Lord was looking out for him. that I was sleeping heavily that night and I didn't hear it go off.
That's the message the former K-9 handler and presidential security detail member has for the person who nearly made off with his truck earlier this week.
My ringer's on this time if he wants to come back and try again.
While he wasn't able to stop the thief, a stroke of luck seemingly was, as Heisey ended up finding the truck abandoned just across the street from his home, stuck in a ditch. While Heisey is thankful to keep his ride, he tells me there is another aspect of this crime that concerns him far more than just finding a new set of wheels.
The truck's just a piece of furniture, really. You can replace it, but you know, he's 30 foot from my wife, and that's an issue.
Others in the community see it as an issue too, telling me similar robberies and thefts in recent years have impacted dozens of folks in the area. One of those locals wanted to remain anonymous, but says this troubling alleged trend of crime has her considering a major life change.
We don't want to stay in our home anymore, move back here for the quiet peacefulness of it, and then now you're dealing with this for so long that we don't want to live in that place anymore.
And while Heisey does have a bold message for past and potential future thieves in his area, the now disabled veteran is showing sympathy, telling me he wishes Monday's incident could have had a more positive outcome for everyone.
It's just a shame. I'd like to help him. You know, I mean, anybody could walk up my door and knock on it, and I won't be there for you.
We did reach out to Horry County Police to check in on the status of this investigation. A spokesperson tells me Monday's theft is currently under investigation. They also encourage anyone who has information on any ongoing crime to reach out to police so that they can look into it.